Hello, everybody. This is Out of the Box Podcast. I'm your host, Jim Andre. I'm here with my co-host, Bradley Powers, and we have two special guests tonight, Cody Greer and James Blake. How's everybody doing tonight?
Excellent.
I'm doing pretty good. Yes, I'm Cody Greer. I'm from Paragould, Arkansas, and I like to study the art of spirituality and the levels of energy.
And you, James?
I'm James, and I'm a sensitive and a experiencer, and I feel energies and I tap into them.
And Midnight Rider is with us. Hi, Midnight Rider.
Yeah, I'm
Hey, Night Rider.
How's it going, Vic? Okay, Bradley, anything you want to add to the situation?
No, I'm still mystic, and we're here with Cody Greer and James Blake.
Can barely hear you.
Go.
Really? Can I leave and come back in again?
Well, maybe if that'll help, if you think that'll help, I don't know.
Right, all right, I'll bring you in a minute. Okay, we start off with Cody Greer. Okay.
All right, we'll have to wait for Bradley to come back in. So,
Yeah.
Cody, what's your specialty? I mean, what do you have experience in? Energetic frequencies and such? Or?
All right. I'm not sure where to really begin, but I'll go off. I'm able to feel like fields of energy around me a lot. It's like an empathic ability. I'm able to feel the way people feel around me. When I'm around a group of people, I can feel the energy coming off of everyone. And I could also classify the energy if it's positive, negative, the high and low frequencies coming off of people, and the vibration. Meditation. I did a lot of meditation.
Are you also able to like see auras or no?
Yeah, I've had a few people actually ask me some questions. If they
I still can't hear you.
You sound better.
Yeah, you sound a lot better, Bradley. Yeah.
You sound a lot better.
Yeah, you go.
Hang on a second.
Oh, there it goes again.
He went back out again.
Yeah, Cody, I can cut.
Yeah, Jim, you said if I'm able to see people's auras, I can see colors around people. When someone sends me a picture asking me what color their aura is, a lot of times I will see purple. I will see blue. It depends on the person and what their, what their lifestyle and how they live.
Do you know what the different shades of aura mean as far as color? Or?
I'm not really good with terminology when it comes to classifying things. I just see them. I've studied some of it. I studied a lot into quantum physics. That's what I'm really into. When it comes to the spirituality and being able to classify what certain colors and stuff mean, I don't know what some of them mean, but I got a lot to learn when it comes to that.
It has to do with the different chakras. Like your third eye, your middle one. I'm still learning.
Hey, Facebook user, there's no name with that, so I can't really address you, but saying Jim is the man, well, thank you for that. I don't know who that is, but so, James, you pick up energy frequencies as well?
Yes, I do. Like tonight's a full moon, and I'm totally energized.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
If I get around negative people, I feel it, and it affects me.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to distance myself from negative people.
That's very important, too, because you are what you keep in your company, who's ever in your circle.
It's one of the spiritual laws, actually. It's called the law of attraction.
Yeah, I guess the more of an the more of an empath you are, the more impact it can have on you.
Do you know there are five different spiritual laws?
We have a Facebook user asking, doesn't the color of people's auras dependent on their mood of time you're viewing their auras? Vic is asking that question.
I think it depends.
Yeah, that
I mean,
can affect. That can cause a impact on the way things vibrate around a person. The things that resonate around a person. If you're thinking about something that made you angry,
yeah,
I don't know, it could be, you know what I mean, and then you'll start to resonate that energy. That it's a high energy. Actually, it's an anger holds a very high resilient energy, and it can impact the way that people feel around you, and it can change the color of the aura. It can change it.
Right.
It's kind of like a mood ring. You put a mood ring on.
Exactly.
Back in the day, people would judge their mood by the color of their mood ring because everybody was already aware that the colors can change through your mood.
Exactly.
Hey, Jim, I sent you that picture earlier today. If you want to show it, you can. It shows like a little bit of aura.
Let me see if I can locate it.
My phone keeps trying to shut the light off. I'm going to have to go in the settings real fast and fix that.
Yeah, I think auras can be affected by your mood.
I know I've noticed when I look into somebody's eyes, and if they're angry, their pupils are dilated.
Well, they say the eyes are the pathway to the soul,
So you think that with the pupils being dilated, that window of their soul actually amplified energy, that's what creates a stronger pathway.
Yeah, I believe that. You can actually tell if someone's not a good person or they're a good person just by looking in their eyes. Oh, shit. Not for small miracles. Yeah, I have that picture of Jim, but I don't know how to send it.
Well, I can't show it unless you send it to me in private messenger, right? If I don't have it,
I did earlier.
I don't see it in there.
It's in one of the chats.
Yeah, but I can't check all the chats. There's so many of them. You gotta send it to my inbox, my private messenger.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah.
Cody, did you send me some pictures you wanted me to show?
No, I haven't sent you one. I got one I wanted you to see. Let me see if I can't get that put up here.
What's wrong with her?
Hi.
I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but it's a high energy night.
Yeah, I got a picture archive that goes miles long, and I'm digging it up right now as we speak. I'm trying to get it sent up. Basically, it's a picture that my wife was taking a selfie, and I was in the background drinking on a soda, sitting in a chair. And believe it or not, my wife is the one that pointed it out to me. She's actually a type of spiritual medium. She's got abilities, and she can see things in pictures, photos. It's just, she's got this ability where she can just tap into things. Anyway, she pointed it out to me, and she pointed in the picture. She said, "Do you not see these things standing around you in this picture?" And I looked a little bit closer, and I did notice it looked like all dimensions of reality were all bleeding into each other, and every dimensional being from every plane was standing together for like a family portrait type of picture. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in a picture. And the picture's a little hazy, but I've tried to enhance the photo as much as I could. But that just goes to tell you that some people can see things in a picture, and a lot of people that aren't tuned in and tapped in, they can't. They won't see nothing.
You know anything about
Hi, Morgan.
elementals, Cody?
I'm familiar with the term, like people that are able to resonate around like certain energy fields and feel certain things. But you can go ahead and enlighten me if there's something that I'm not hitting on.
No, this mentor I had told me I had elementals around me. I was just wondering what the heck he was talking about.
People of the spiritual plane that are able to tap in, pretty much.
Yeah.
People that know the difference between positive and negative energies and know how to read them. Like I said, I'm still learning. I learn something every day. Learn something new every day.
Too. I'm open-minded about pretty much everything.
I'm pretty much like, there's a lot of things that get thrown in your face, try to distract you, get you taken off of your spiritual path. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with positive people. And being a light worker, that's a full-time job.
Yeah, it is.
All right, I have a picture here that Vic sent us about the different colors, energetic colors.
All right. Yeah. Oh wow. Thank you, Rick. Man.
That's all the chocolate points in the body.
And it can't make it any bigger. It's hard for me to read. But.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so Vic and I had an argument the other night. He's like, white is a color. I said, no, it's not. Wait, I said, white is a color. And he goes, no, it's not. It's a shade.
Oh, yeah. Light and color, shades of darkness.
Yeah. That's another thing. There's different types of darkness. There's like shadow work that you go through. That's darkness.
You're talking about the different levels of high and low frequencies of darkness.
Yeah, there's two different kinds.
Yes, there is two different kinds. Me personally, this is just me. This is what I've actually discovered, that there are different levels of darkness. There are the gangsters that you have that stay within the circle, a dark circle that doesn't change, if that makes any sense. Right. And there's also the outer layer of darkness, which is a field of energy that's a lot higher, and it seeks a higher aspirational desire. It wants to change into something evolutionary, like it wants to come back from whence it came. Right. If that makes any sense. It's basically like a darkness seeking redemption.
Yeah, but there is darkness in your soul that you got to face. That's called shadow work.
I always was a firm believer in the yin and yang, how darkness and light come together and join as one.
So am I.
I always believed in that universal drive of energy being a solid.
Yeah. I learned if you feed your light side, you're going to be more light. If you feed your dark side, you're going to be more dark. Which makes sense, and it works. What's that?
Kind of like food for thought.
Yeah.
Midnight Rider says, here's a current topic being intensely addressed that you may all find intriguing. You remember the story from January 1st, 2024, about the 10-foot aliens walking out of a portal into a Florida mall? Yeah, I remember that.
Was that
Yeah,
Miami Mall?
I remember that too. Yeah, that actually
Yeah, I remember
was
that.
trying to be
I want to
covered
see
up.
the video though. I can't find it. So if somebody's got the
Yeah, that
video,
was
send it to me.
supposedly
They
that supposedly took place at the Miami Mall.
Yep.
Yeah, and they said every cop in the force was there. They had every cop that was on duty was there. And if it
Hey
was
Jim.
that serious, why would every cop in the force be there?
Hey Jim, can I bring up Bot Tower? What you told me about Bot Tower? About there was
You
supposed to be
talking
a
about
UFO.
aliens? I've actually experienced a lot of phenomenon with extraterrestrials and UFOs.
So have I.
Back in 2015, I actually met some people that were UFO enthusiasts that actually had spent time C5 and showed me some things. You know what I mean? Like taught me how to look for them, so to speak. And they would practice weird experiments, like they would turn on this soundtrack that would put off and emit 452 megahertz of sound, and it was like a droning noise, and it would stay on a loop, and they would utilize that energy to open up a door to a playing field, so to speak. And we went outside, and he told me, he brought my attention. He said, "Look up into the sky." He said, "Just wait." He said, "Wait, watch for him." And I guess this was a style of C5 meditational contact. And well, believe it or not, something appeared in the sky, and at first it looked like a little star, and it just kept getting brighter, and it kept getting closer. And soon you could tell that it wasn't in orbit; it was in our atmosphere. Right. It was in Earth's atmosphere, and we experienced time bend. 9 hours went by in 2 hours, and we couldn't figure it out. And I've spoken with some friends, and they've mentioned that it's possible that we could have gotten abducted.
Cody, that happened to me the other day.
What, were you experience loss of time?
Yeah. Like 3-4 hours.
It doesn't make any sense. I believe if they were taking you, they're not going to give you any memory of it. Some people actually are lucky enough to remember experiences and actually remembering going on board of a craft and seeing beings and come back and is brought back and can remember everything. I unfortunately am not lucky enough to have any memory of that. But I believe
Midnight Rider says apparently the incident is true. There's an incredible number of personal testimonies from people inside and outside the mall describing the facts, and the hundreds of police that responded.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard of it before. I believe it happened. That was Midnight Rider that said that.
Yeah.
I believe in Midnight Rider. I was fishing with a friend over Intercoastal, and I saw a UFO. It came down, hovered over the water, blinked, and I'm not gonna curse. It disappeared. Just
like it didn't fly no particular direction.
Like it was never there. Like it was never there in the first place.
Like an optical illusion, almost like you'd seen.
And it wasn't a helicopter. A helicopter can't travel at light speed. A plane can't, and a blimp can't.
That, and if the government has that kind of technology, we're not going to know about it.
Yeah, but which
I highly doubt. They've been trying to reverse engineer UFO craft since the crash back in Roswell. They've been trying to figure it out, and I still don't think they've actually figured it out.
What were they doing over the water, though? I live in Pinellas County, and we see
Probably
them all the time.
UAPs. They're said to be underwater bases that they live in underneath the sea.
There's several theories going around. Some people say they're grabbing resources for their planet because they're out of resources.
I've heard that theory too, where they're mining our elements
Yep.
out of the earth. Mercury was said to be something that was powering their ships.
I keep getting bounced out.
Damn.
The phone keeps going off. It's got a background timer. I'm trying to fix it.
Gene Miller's here. Hi, Gene Miller. Says, hey, guys.
What's up,
Gene
man?
Miller says, love you, Bradley.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm here.
Bradley, why are you
Much
being so
love to
quiet
you, Bradley.
I just woke up. Jim woke me up.
Tammy Bonham says, I've heard the triangle-shaped ones are the government's.
Yeah, the TR3Bs, they are.
The
TR3Bs.
triangle-shaped ones.
Mine was a circle with a light on the bottom and lights around the sides.
Now, I can relate to the triangle crafts because I've seen those before flying over our fields. We live out next to the countryside, and there's a lot of cornfields around.
Yeah.
Needless to say, one night I was out feeding my dogs, and I looked up and noticed 3 crafts flying in a triangular formation, and each craft was the shape of a triangle. And well, I decided to practice some telekinetics. I was researching in the past using your mind to communicate, which I know extraterrestrials, I believe that that's their style of language. That's their format. That's how they speak with one another, telekinetics. And well, I decided to try to experiment and practice. And I used my thoughts to try to talk to the ship and channel it. I said, if you're here for us, stop flying right now. And one craft stopped over my house. The other 2 kept going. It was enough to startle me enough to where I went back inside. My wife looked at me and said, you look like you've seen a ghost. And I thought it was incredible. I was like, wow, it actually intersected that thought and stopped flying and started hovering above my house.
You want to hear
I've
something
seen a lot of
interesting?
crafts fly through that field. It's like a interstate highway traffic for UFOs.
Look at a pyramid and tell me how many points are on a pyramid. There's 5. Look at the Aztecs. How many points are on it? 5. How many are on the star? 5. Tell me that's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Stevens Greer actually was talking about a fake UFO invasion that the government was wanting to cause hysteria.
Yeah, well, that's coming. That's coming.
Have you heard about that, Jim?
I know that for a fact. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
This is just like a dry run right here, because Vic's saying that was a psyop, blue beam technology, and people were freaking out in the Florida incident, which is called mass hysteria, like the Chile
it's
incident.
crazy here,
or the Miami incident.
It's freaking crazy. People are panicking all over the place. I heard a lady talking tonight. She was talking about UFOs, and she believes there's going to be an invasion. I just went, what? She didn't say.
Well, they're definitely there because, you know, I've witnessed them with my own eyes. I've seen them. I know what I'm looking at when I see it. And
Midnight Rider says police stopped everyone within the vicinity of the mall and confiscated all their cell phones and other recording devices, including
wow. So it's impossible for somebody to have a video then. Somebody's got to have a video somewhere.
Wonder why portals are opening up in Florida.
Yeah, left and right.
What's so special about Florida?
That's what I want to know.
Is there a vortex there in the sky? Is there some kind of energy that's immaculately strong? I don't know. That's something to think about.
Tammy says they're getting us ready for the government's disclosure. Well, they could be priming us for a fake alien invasion. That's my guess.
I believe there's going to be one. I feel like my drones is going to be one.
Yeah, it's going to be a false flag. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a real invasion.
Wonder what the government might be trying to trigger something. You know what I mean? It could be anything.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Look how many people have had UFO experiences, and look how many people have been abducted. Come on, you're telling me there's not going to be an invasion?
Yeah, but the government can stage a false flag invasion. In other words, with the holographic technology they have, you can see crafts in the sky firing weapons, and you'll swear there's UFOs there when it's just a hologram. And
I've heard about that.
Instead of
I've
the
heard a lot about
UFOs firing the weaponry, instead of the UFOs firing the weaponry, it'll be being fired by the military-industrial complex. So, in other words, that's a fake invasion. They'll have people convinced worldwide that there's an alien invasion when it's actually them doing it. And how else? What better way for them to gain worldwide control of all the masses at one time?
There's another.
Triangular nuclear warfare.
There's another theory that Vic shared with me that the reason that there's ships around Earth is because there's wanted prisoners that are aliens here, like what are those things called? Reptilians.
Reptilians.
Yeah, and there's bounty hunters looking for them.
Tammy says, well, Warner von Braun on his deathbed said the government's last card to play would be a fake alien invasion. Yeah, I'm convinced that's coming.
Damn. Well, if I see something, I don't care what they say, I'm taping it. Take me to jail. I'm getting it on tape.
I know all the doomsday preppers will be locked and loaded.
I know they're brainwashing people, that's for sure. There's a lot of BS.
What are they trying? It seems to me like maybe they're trying to introduce something. Like they're trying to induce with the fake alien invasion. Like, are they trying to get people prepared for actual aliens? Like, or are they trying to?
They might be. They might
trigger a nuclear war.
No, they figure that everybody will stick together against an unknown enemy, right? So that's the easiest way for the government themselves to take control of the masses and push ahead for their new one world order, their agenda for a new one world order. What easier way would it be than to scare the masses with aliens, right?
Right. Hey, Bradley, what's that hydro plane you keep telling me about?
What's that?
What's that hydroplane thing you keep telling me about? I don't understand that.
The Hadron Collider.
Yeah, what is that?
Is that CERN? CERN's using it.
Yeah, CERN,
They're splitting atoms. They're changing the weight of atoms. They're thinking that it's creating rifts, tears into the fabric of space and time.
Yeah, opening portals, yeah.
Damn.
Playing God.
Gene Miller says a lady that worked for Werner von Braun said that there would be the Middle East threat, which there is now. And the last card will be the fake invasion, alien invasion.
Guess that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of theories going on around right now.
Well, every time I've ever encountered something that was out of the ordinary, unknown, and I knew for a fact it wasn't human, because being empathic and the spiritualist that I am, I'm actually able to pick up on those hints. Like, if I don't feel some type of spiritual human energy coming from something. And I know it's not a human. I know it's not a human. And there's been a lot of encounters where I just felt like it was telling me to my mind not to be afraid, not to worry. And I felt safe. I didn't feel no threats. And it's like pretty much saying, hey, we're not here to kill you.
Yeah.
We're not here to cause you a bad time. You know what I mean?
All right. What's your theory on Hat Man and Shadow People then?
Oh, Hat Man. I've heard about Hat Man. My buddy has a TV set. He turned on the white static on it and he was pointing it out. He said, now, if you just pay close attention, he said, look into that and tell me you don't see what I'm seeing. And I kept looking and I kept looking. I'm like, is that a person with a top hat on? And he said he freaked the smooth out, man. And he just looked at it and he was like, yeah. He said he keeps showing himself to me everywhere, like in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
I don't know who Hat Man is really, but
that was Bradley.
That was Bradley.
Probably was Bradley.
Yeah.
Well, the shadow person I saw had no facial features at all. And the Hat Man too that I saw in the graveyard had no facial features.
G. Miller says we are a prison planet.
Okay, somebody's got to explain that to me. Prison planet.
Well, you're born a slave to society. You gotta do hard labor while serving a life sentence and being on death row.
Okay.
Yeah, the place is ruled by the reptilians.
Again. I know about 3 past lives I've had. How about you, Cody?
I don't know about past lives, but I do know that I've had an encounter with a weird entity. It looked like a shapeshifter. I'm not sure what it was to be exact. I know I went out back to my backyard and it was nighttime and something was standing next to my tree. I thought it might have been a burglar or, somebody trying to take something out of my yard. And I was like, hey, what are you doing in my yard, man? And it took a couple steps away from the tree and it did a nosedive to the ground. It turned into like a serpent-like cryptid and it had black scales on it. It even had appendages like a Komodo dragon and it had chrome claws that were digging at the ground, exorcist style. And when it made it to the fence line, it stood back up, shifting back into a person, like I'm looking at you right now, and it jumped and cleared the fence and disappeared into the brush. I was so petrified, I couldn't move. I didn't know what I just seen. And I'm still trying to figure it out to this day.
You know how many stories I've heard about skinwalkers?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Indians that are also around my town that are burial grounds. This used to be where the Sioux Indians and Cherokee would roam around. And they've disrupted the land by building stuff on top of these burial grounds, disturbing the spirits, making them upset, angry. And there's no telling what kind of forces have been unleashed on the land I live in around here.
I can't mention their names, but I know at least 3 people.
Midnight Rider says one young man who posted his cell phone footage on YT had his house blown up. He and his family are now in secret hiding in fear for their lives for speaking out.
Yeah, I've heard some strange stuff happening, like people sleep in a bed and lightning goes through the roof. What's that all about?
Vic says many forms of shadow people, but the Hat Man is supposed to be the boss of the shadow.
I believe
people.
That makes sense. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Vic.
I appreciate that. That's really good tips there, man. That makes a lot of sense. That Hat Man would be the lead boss of the shadow people in the shadow realm.
The boss,
Well,
If y'all ever
remember
have any
you
questions,
said-
go to Vic. Yeah, he's a trip. He's like the damn bouncer at the bar. He won't take any PS. He'll call you on your PS.
I've talked to the dead before. I've seen ghosts. I
So
consider myself to be a necromancer. I have the ability to see these things, and I communicate with them, and I get a lot of hard evidence back. I've also used EVP sessions. I've used cameras. I haven't caught
Yeah.
any ghosts on footage, but I've caught EVP recordings coming
Yeah,
back
so,
to me, ghosts like talking back, answering my questions, and it was clear as day. That footage has been lost. I don't know where it went, but I could sit down right now and put my phone on record, and if I start talking to the dead, a door is going to open up and something's going to come through.
So
I use dowsing rods a lot too.
Cody, Morgan Roundtree is asking, so you're a medium?
Yes, sir. Yes, I consider myself to be a spiritual medium. It's been in my family's bloodline. My mom, she's been able to see ghosts, see things, feel things, and I believe it just got passed down through my bloodline that I've been gifted with abilities to be able to see and feel and know what's around me and be able to tap in to different levels of the universe.
Yeah, I see Native American in you, Cody.
Cherokee Indians in my bloodline. I'm 25%.
I'm 5%.
Vic says shadow people
I don't know.
usually attack spiritually immature light workers.
Yeah, they do. They want to hold us back for some reason. I don't know why they would want to hold us back.
What did they say?
Tammy's asking, so in your opinion, are shadow people good or evil?
I think they're.
That goes back to question the first thing I was talking about. Them being different levels of darkness. I believe
that's a tough one,
personally
I've heard different stories of them attacking people, and I've heard different stories of them protecting people. I've even heard they're children's protectors. So I'm on the fence about that. I want to make up my mind, but I'm just.
If they're protectors, what are they protecting you for? Are they working with angels? Do you think that there is a league of demonic entities that have decided to cross over from whence they came?
Yes, I do.
And seek redemption because they want to come back to the light again. And I feel that maybe that there is a diversity there, and that actually exists. And
now, can I say this or not?
If you think of the Grim Reaper, the angel of death, his duty is to come and take your soul.
I've heard, this is just what I've heard in a paranormal group, but I heard one day the veil's going to drop, which is
it's getting thinner every day.
Physical from the spiritual. So everything that's dark, we'll all see it.
Yeah.
Midnight Rider says the alleged 10-foot aliens seen at the Florida Mall greatly resemble the tall grays.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I saw a reptilian once, but I'm not sure. I know.
Well, that thing I seen out back of my house, I wasn't sure what it was. If it was a reptilian, it could have been a dragon entity, and I believe in dragons. I do wholeheartedly believe in dragons. I believe there's a spiritual realm, a special veil of a realm in the sky, in the clouds, and that's where I feel like they came from, and they just kind of like guardians, they're protectors of the planet.
My hair's standing up. Hair on my arms is standing up.
Vic says the shadow people are generally against, are generally negative. beings with no empathy for humanity.
Like I said, I'm on the fence. I'm not.
Bradley's
I
not
believe
very
they're protectors.
opinionated.
Yeah,
I
shadow
believe they're
people are not
protectors.
very
I'm
good,
sticking
are
to my
they?
word.
Cat got your tongue, Bradley.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't trust a shadow person.
I don't trust them. I'm not picking their side or anything, but I think they're protectors. I'm just going with that because the Hat Man is the leader of it. He seems like he's like very
I believe Mothman and Hatman go hand in hand with each other.
I've never even heard of Mothman.
Mothman's a cryptid, so to be watching over the town of I think it was Pennsylvania. I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
remember the town. But the Mothman sightings were seen a lot, and I don't think Mothman is anything to mess around with. I think it's something
Yeah.
evil, like truly evil,
You mean like Thin Man?
like Slender Man.
Slender Man? My bad. Slender Man? I think he's evil.
Yeah, Slenderman is evil.
Already takes the souls of young children.
I heard he convinces kids to kill their parents. I've actually seen. No, I'm not going to mention that. I'm not mentioning that. I hate that too when I can't say something. Damn. Oh, there's a button right here.
I find that difficult too sometimes, James, or it's hard to talk about certain subjects. It's almost like something's keeping you from saying anything.
No, I took an
Bradley,
oath. I
Yeah,
took an oath
yeah,
that I wouldn't reveal certain information, so I got to keep that oath.
a lot of times that could be good too. It works in your favor because, law of attraction, like you stated earlier,
Yeah, but
things resonate around your words. Words have power.
Yep. That's a law of connectability. What you say has power. There's 5 of them, and I follow them
As part
strictly.
of using your third eye, the eye of your
Yeah.
spirit, being able to see into other dimensions in reality, being able
Oh
to
yeah.
see into people.
And some people don't understand. Like when you have visions and you try to tell them it, they don't get it.
Knowledge,
They're
especially
like,
if they're
huh?
not woken up to the being aware of what's around them. If you close your eyes and you don't want to see the boogeyman, 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, you're not going to see him.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to help people along the way with my visions, and some people just don't understand it. And it's not shit I'm making up. If you see something more than 3 times and it doesn't change, that's a vision.
Well, I got this natural herb, this remedy that I'm going to start using to help continue to make me more focused and my meditational. When I meditate, it'll keep my eye open.
Do you ever go into a trance when you meditate? Because when I meditate, sometimes I go into a trance and I don't hear
Like a
anything.
dream state chant, like a dream state trance.
Yeah, I'm totally out
And
of
you
it. I
kind of
can't
have
even hear a
like
phone
deja
ring.
vu. You kind of have deja vu. You can see things that happen in the near future, and when they occur and actually happen, you're like, "Whoa,
I met
how did
somebody
I
the
see
other
that
night I
coming?"
had deja vu with. I'm like, do I know you? She looked at me and she's like, do I
It
know you? I
happens
was
to
like,
me all the time, all the
oh,
time.
threw me off. Hope I don't get in trouble for that one.
It kind of goes in with being able to control your reality.
Yeah, I believe some people have that ability of controlling their reality. Like they can tap into reality and change reality.
And I believe that's a
I'm crazy.
free gift for everyone to have.
Call me
Just not
crazy if you
everyone
want to,
chooses
but
to
I've seen
have
some
it.
wicked things. I was in a car accident. I was going 85. Something told me to put my seatbelt on. And before we hit the tree, freaking time slowed down. It was like, boom.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I was
about.
like, what the heck was that? I was such in shock. I couldn't even
Definitely
talk
weird.
to the police officers.
Do you ever get the dizziness feeling after it happens? Like you start feeling dizzy and you get
I get that
lightheaded?
when I'm over energized, and I get bad headaches too.
Tammy Bonham is asking, does anyone, when they're trying to sleep, see purple light and see places you've never been?
Yes.
I actually, whenever time I go into a place I've never been before, I'll get extremely lightheaded and I'll get very dizzy and I'll feel like I'm nauseous, like I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, somebody shared a video the other night in my group, and it was about special abilities, and it said when you go to grocery stores and stuff, and you feel the energy, sometimes it can knock you off your feet, or it's a double-edged sword. And I totally agree. There's times I can't even go shopping because I feel
You
everybody's
think maybe
emotions, and
because
it's like,
we're empathic spiritual mediums
yeah,
are highly sensitive to the areas they encounter. Like if
yeah,
there's a place that's got bad residual energy
yeah,
resonating around it, you can't be around it. Your body
yeah.
just simply won't allow you to. You just can't do it.
I always get physically sick when I go shopping. It's that strong.
Yeah, a lot of times I find it hard to go out in the public. I try to avoid the public little as possible.
Yeah, sometimes you got to though,
I
like
don't
buying cigarettes.
well we definitely have that in common where we both come across
Nothing.
something we can't be around it and we got to leave the room.
I got a funny story. I went to the store one day and I was looking at this lady. I was like, "How's your weekend going?" She's like, "Fine." And she goes, "How was your weekend going?" I said, "Yeah, all right." She goes, "Do I need to beat anybody up for you?" I was like,
I had a
"Thanks,
friend
but
like that. I have a friend. I
she's
have a
cool."
couple friends like that. I got a friend that's kind of like my mentor, so to speak. He actually taught me a lot of ways on how to harness certain energies and how to use them. And well, needless to say, if there was ever a moment in time where there was somebody trying to take advantage of me or something, he'd always stand up for me. He'd be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's not happening."
Is anybody like crumpling paper there?
Gene Miller says that you would love to get abducted. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, buddy, I begged him to take me up that one time when I seen him hovering in our field. I said, "There's got to be a better place than this."
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, I think I would. Just
So
to
if
see
they
what
were to if you had the choice, would you go?
Yeah, I would.
I would.
I would.
I
Take
ain't
me to
got
your
nothing
planet. I
else to
want to see what
lose.
this place is like.
I
You
want to
heard that?
learn just as much as they do. Yeah.
Sure, take me up. I want to see your damn planet. I want to see
Yeah.
all this stuff I've heard about.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yep, beam me up.
As long as they bring you back, hey.
Gene says as long as he's not dinner.
Yeah, what you said, man.
No. And can you spare me the personal experiments? I don't think I want those either.
You
Just
know, I've
want to
heard a
meet
lot
some.
of stories about grays. A lot of people believe that they're clones and they're
Yep.
bio or genetically made.
Yep.
And I don't know if I should have to believe that one or not, because I always believed that they were actual people with souls that could be us from the future. Also heard
Yeah,
that.
Jim. I told you the other night I knew you from somewhere. I still haven't figured out, like, before we started doing the podcast, where I've known you from. But that's near here or there. That happens to me a lot too. It's like, do I know you?
All right. Can you still see me on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
You keep,
making sure that I can still see myself, or y'all can still see me.
yeah, I use meditation a lot. It opened up my third eye a lot.
I enjoy meditation. I love it. I have incense, candles.
So
I
do
even
I.
play certain music. It always puts me in that tranceful state of mind.
Have you
And
ever stared into a flame and gone into a trance?
yes, I got something a
So
little
have I.
bit similar to that. Have you ever stared into a black light or a blue light and look up at the sky?
Yeah,
If you do
that's a
that,
trip.
it changes the pigmentation of the colors that you're seeing, the color
All right, here's
spectrum,
one.
light spectrum, and it
Here's one for you, Cody.
supposedly
Have
you
you
can
ever?
see the black space behind the firmament.
Here's one for you, Cody. Have you ever sat outside and seen the energy coming from the universe to Earth? I have. It goes boom,
Or you just
boom,
talk about
boom,
just
boom.
going out to feel it, to feel the connection
Yeah, the frequency, the energy going pulsing.
all the time, all the time.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No, I feel it too, brother, all the time. I can go outside right now and look up in the sky. I can put my hands up into the sky and I can literally feel like God himself is reaching down
Yeah.
and touching me.
Morgan
I
Roundtree
believe
says, I'm in the school of thought that every experience was designed by our own pre-incarnate souls.
Every experience we have. I believe that.
yeah, I agree.
I believe we make our own destiny too.
Yep.
It might be a
That's
little
why I keep
controversial,
myself
but
around. I got a circle of brothers I keep myself attuned to.
yeah, same
And
here.
we keep each other sharp. We keep our minds sharp.
I had over 1,000 friends on my Facebook. Now I have like 153.
Tammy says, if I stare at the blue sky, I see white sprites. Is that the same thing as energy?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're definitely seeing energy. It's like, I want to say energy like molecules.
Yeah. I see
You're
sometimes
seeing
at night when I'm going to bed, I see little flashes of light in my house. I believe those are angels letting me know they're there.
Yeah. You ever get the ringing in your ear?
All the time. Left and
Yeah, I
right.
do too. My left. They say the right one's different from the left.
You know,
I'll
the
have
right
to go
one's supposed
back and check to make sure which one is what. But one is when an angel is is in your vicinity, like in your room with you at that moment. They say with one of the ears ringing, that's what that means, is that there's an angel visiting you.
Excuse me. I heard that the left ear is your guide and your right ear is your angel.
Yeah.
And
I try to keep
people to
the
listen
positive
sometimes.
vibe going all the time.
And my life has changed since I went down that rabbit hole.
I had a friend one time tell me that when you start to feel that negative energy attacking you, it only lasts for just a minute and it goes away.
I use the light method. You know what that is?
If it's what I'm thinking about,
you surround yourself with light. You take your aura and surround yourself with light.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
You know what I call that? I call that creating a pocket dimension. It's
Did you know you
creating a force field of energy that you surround
Yeah.
yourself in, and you're
Did you know-
basically. Go ahead, brother.
Did you know you can expand it for other people?
Yeah, you sure can.
I've done it a couple times.
It
It's
could
draining.
it could definitely cause someone to change the way that they're feeling and acting around
Yeah.
you. Once you put that vibration on somebody, it's almost like casting a spell, but you're not necessarily casting a spell. You're actually making the environment so
Yeah.
positive that it's affecting everybody that's in the room.
Oh yeah, I totally believe that.
All right, guys, we're
I
coming
believe-
up to the top of the hour. Is there anything you guys want to say quickly before we close the show?
I had a good time putting
Yeah,
knowledge
me
out
too.
there and sharing knowledge with everybody. I
Yeah,
believe
thanks for having me again.
everybody's entitled to having free knowledge, man.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah, this is just a
Just
forum
believe in
to
yourselves.
kick around our thoughts, and we'd like to thank everybody for interacting with us tonight. Thank you for coming on the show, guys. We appreciate it.
no problem. Do
Yeah,
it
thank
again.
you, Jim. Bradley, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
guys. Well, I'll probably have you on again one day, and we'll see you all on the next one.
All right. Peace.
I'm looking forward to it, Jim. See y'all later.
Same here.
Yep.
Sweet.